Hey everybody, it is Ella again, and I'm back with another story time. I know the last one was a story time, but it is what it is. I'm about to drop a whole bunch of these. So anyway, first I want you guys to like and subscribe. If you want to comment, you can. If you don't, it's cool. And if you don't like it, hit the dislike button. It still helps. We're all good over here. So let's get into it. So I want to talk about the first time he admitted to cheating on me while we were in a relationship. So I mentioned previously that he was cheating and he did all of this stuff. But let me go and mention Coppin's Homecoming. And I know I mentioned that before previously when I told y'all I paid his car note that month or whatever. So let me go into the detail of what happened with this one. So like I said, we we were not under stress per se. I was working from sun up to sundown. He had just started his trucking business, so he was under a lot of pressure. He mentioned that Coppin Homecoming was coming up. I was the supportive girlfriend, spouse, whatever. And I was like, you should go. And he's like, no, I'm not going to go. It's a waste of time. I'm not going to have fun. And I'm like, look, you're under a lot of pressure. You need to go and enjoy yourself. Like, have a stress free night. Let me also mention that this weekend was Valentine's Day weekend. If y'all that nosy and you want to go back and see what year that was, you can, but whatever. It was Valentine's Day weekend because Valentine's Day fell throughout the week, the beginning part of the week that year. And we agreed when he agreed to go and he was like, okay, so is it cool if we celebrate Valentine's Day the following week? And I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. And let me side note here, when we're in a abusive relationship, we tend to put ourselves on the back burner a lot. And that Saturday was the day before my dad's birthday, and he passed away when I was 15. But, those dates mean something to me, but I put him before my needs and was like, go ahead, rock out, have fun. So he goes to Coppin Homecoming. Forget it, I'm just going to say the date. It was February 11th. And he went to Coppin's Homecoming. And I didn't hear from him. Like, I heard from him earlier in the day when he was like, he was on his way there. I was like, all right, Al, have a great time, rock out. I did not tell him to rock out with his cock out, but whatever. So he comes home late, not too late. Like, I'm believing it was around like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. I was still up when he came home. I was still woke. I was watching TV. And I asked him when he came in, like, normal questions. Oh my goodness, did you have fun? Did you have a good time? What'd you do? And he's like, oh, it was all right. It wasn't, it was okay. He was like, somebody posted a picture or he posted a picture on Facebook and that he was so messed up because he was drinking the specific punch that his fraternity makes. And he was so tore up and he's just ready for bed. And he literally went to sleep. So I'm looking like, okay, I can drink. Al Bundy can drink me under 17 tables and not be screwed up. Like, he has a very high tolerance of alcohol. And I have a high tolerance, and I thought I did until I started dating him. So for him to pass out, it was like kind of odd. So the following day, I asked him, I'm like, well, what'd you do? Like, did you enjoy yourself? He was very short. My spidey senses, what word is that? My spidey senses started tingling because something not right in the milk. I already felt something wasn't right in the milk. I felt something wasn't right the previous night. However, like I mentioned, my dad's birthday is February 12th. And I, just threw it all on me being worrywart and me still feeling the loss of my dad. Um, so I kind of pushed it off. But that whole week, y'all, that whole week was indescribable. It was just something was not right, and I could not pinpoint it. But then again, I just kept saying, well, daddy's birthday just passed, girl. You're still dealing with that mentally. Just stick to the routine. Get up, get kids together, leave out the house, drop the kids off. Yeah, so that's what I put it to. So let's get to the following weekend. I dropped my kids off and I come back home. He said he was on his way in. He never stays in the house. Um, so I partially get ready, waiting for him. He comes home and he starts getting ready. He's in the shower or whatever, and then I'm like, "Where are we going?" And he's like, "Oh, I thought that we should go to the Horseshoe, um, because we can go to the restaurants down there, and then we can go and gamble. You love to gamble, um, blah blah blah." And at that moment, I was like, "That's so sweet. That's so nice that he thought about what I like to do for once, and he considered me." So we get ready. Oh, another thing. Because we were on a budget because him starting his trucking business and me working from sun up to sundown, we did not go out as much as we used to because we were very budget friendly. We was on a strict budget, and that was cool with me, whatever. So I really looked forward to going out with him that night and spending some one-on-one time without the kids around, without being in the house and worrying, not worrying, but dealing with bills and who's going to do what. And he talked about his dump trucks all the time. And it was just like, please make it stop. So I really look forward to that. So boom, we get ready, get in the car. When we get to one of the main streets in the area we were living in together, he had to make a left hand turn. In the midst of making this left hand turn, he gets a message on his phone, a text message on his phone, or a Facebook message on his phone. He immediately grabs his phone while he's making this left hand turn, and the left hand turn don't take that long. Grabs it, tries to read the text message, and immediately tries to start responding. In the midst of this, he almost runs on a curb. I had to take a deep breath, I'm sorry. So I'm like, what are you doing? Who just texted you? And he's like, oh, nothing. Um, I'm like, yeah, it is something because you just almost got into an accident, which would have been bad for me because I was on the passenger side, because you almost ran up on the curb. Oh, it's just he said her name. That's who the hell is that? Oh, somebody I used to go to Coppin with, and we reconnected when we were at homecoming. last week, and I'm just like, so what the hell are y'all talking about? Whereas though you almost killed me over it. Oh my goodness. Ella, you're just so dramatic. It's not that big of a deal. Blah blah blah. At that point, the night was over for me. At that point, I already knew something was wrong, but I still went on with my night because it's very rare. I don't have my kids. My son is grown now. I just have my daughter. So, but it's still very rare that I don't have a child. Okay. So we go down to the Horseshoe Casino, we eat, we gamble. And then I noticed that I was doing something. He kept sitting like on the side of me or behind me. And I noticed that I kept like taking selfies so I could see what he was doing. The night ended early because I was like, I'm just ready to go. I just want to go home and relax. Like, thanks for taking me out. So when we're on our way back, I'm like, well, what are you and homegirl talking about? And he's like, oh, well, Ella, she's nothing to worry about. She's married, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, that's cool, but what are y'all talking about? Whereas though you almost killed me earlier. And he's like, maybe that was a little dramatic, but it is light poles up there. He could have killed me. So he's like, oh, she's just been talking to me because she's having problems in her marriage. So she talks to me about that. And I talked to her about the problems we're having in our relationship. If I was driving, I would have slammed on the brakes and he would have flew through the windshield because he doesn't wear his seatbelt. Because I was like, what fucking problems? What the hell are you talking about? Riddle me that, Batman, because what are you talking about? Why? When did we start having problems? But now we got one. Now we have a problem. And he's like, oh, we don't see eye to eye on everything. And I'm like, that's everyday, everybody stuff. That doesn't mean our relationship has problems. But at that point in time, I didn't see that as him gaining a sympathy card from somebody else. I just seen it as him being dumb. That's the only thing I got is that he was being dumb. So long story short, at that point in time, I was like, this is it. I'm not saying nothing else. And I gave him the silent treatment. From that point in the truck, I think it lasted like a week or so. The only time we would speak or act like we were cool was when the kids was around. Other than that, I didn't have anything to say to him. So eventually, like, I'm silly and I'm goofy. He probably 10 times out of 10 came in the house with something and made me laugh about something, and then we started talking again. That was his MO. I would stop talking to him. He would do something to make me laugh, and then he would, baby, I'm sorry. I love you. I don't want to lose you. The gaslighting and bull crap that they do. So a lot of months later, at this point, I already know I don't trust him. But a lot of months later, we're sitting and we're talking because at this point, ever since then, yeah, we have problems. I don't trust you as far as I can throw you. So we're sitting in our bedroom and we're discussing our relationship. And I think this is one of the times where I asked him if he wanted to, separate or go out separate ways or something like that. And of course, no, absolutely not. I can't lose you. Um, I was like, okay, so we can do a clean slate. I said, but for me to give you a clean slate, you have to put everything on the table right now. And he was like, well, what do you mean? And I was like, have you cheated on me? What do you mean cheated on me? Have you slept with anybody else? He hung his head down and was like, yes. I sat up straighter in the bed. And I was like, well, when? At Cop and Homecoming. Okay. In my mind, I'm like, okay, the day before my dad's birthday. I said, well, with who? And he says homegirl's name. I said, so didn't you say she was married? She is married. I said, okay. Didn't you tell me I ain't had nothing to worry about because she was married? And he was like, yeah, I did. I lied. I said, okay. I said, how did this happen? Like, what, you went and got a hotel room? And like, what? And he's like, nah, she was staying with one of her friends, so I just followed her to her friend house and um that's where it happened at. And I was like, oh, okay. So let me get this straight. You rode past your home where I'm at to go screw somebody from college. And he was like, yeah, I know. And I feel so bad about it. And I regret it. And blah, 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 blah. What fool didn't know was that I used to always choose violence. So when he was sitting there with the sad face and his head down and being the victim, I rocked his jaw. Like, are you kidding me? I'm sitting here working from sun up to sundown. The only reason why you went to Captain's Homecoming was because I thought you needed to enjoy yourself, and you just went and put your childhood in somebody else. You rode past home, okay, to go sleep with a married woman who lives in either North or South Carolina, or used to, I don't know where she at now. Live in one of them Carolinas, a school teacher, a married woman. She has kids of her own, and this is what you choose to do to me. This is how you choose to show me your appreciation. Oh no, I'm gonna rock your jaw. I'm gonna check your chin. And I can say this because the statute of limitation has passed for that, but I'm gonna check it. I really, really am. So I check his chin. He jumps up off the bed. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe you just hit me. Like, I can laugh at it now. He's like, I'm leaving. I am leaving. I do not feel safe around somebody who just assaulted me. I jumped up off that bed and jumped in front of that bedroom door so quick, y'all. Y'all would have thought I was the Flash, okay? First of all, sir, you did not care when you sucked your thing in another female and put my life in danger. Because if she was that quick to lay it low and spread it wide for you here, how quick is she to lay it low and spread it wide wherever the heck she lives at? Okay. And I don't even trust you to the point where so I believe you actually use protection. Okay. And you going to sit there and act like you're the victim? Absolutely not. And I will hit you again. I will hit you again. I'm from East Baltimore. Like, or however y'all want to hear me say it, Baltimore, whatever. Okay. I will rock you again and won't care. Where you going? So he ended up going in the bathroom. We had a bathroom in our bedroom. He ended up going in the bathroom. So I'm pacing the floor and I'm like, when he come out the bathroom, I'm like, rock him again. I'm gonna rock him again. And I was like, oh, no, actually, I'm not. What I'm fitting to do is send homegirl a Facebook message and call her all the nut bucket hoes in the world because that's what you are. You're a nut bucket ass hoe. All right. Um, so I'm texting, I go on Facebook and I send her the message on Facebook, and she responds back with, I don't know what you're talking about. That's cool. You don't have to know what I'm talking about, but guess who else is going to know what I'm talking about? Your husband. Because everybody on Facebook want to quickly put up there who they married to, who they in a relationship situation with ship or whatever to. So I clicked her husband name. I sent him the message. I told him everything that happened. And I told her that I was going to tell her husband because, I mean, why not? Why your husband can't know? So, um, I sent it to her husband. He read it. I don't know what happened down in the South, most, more South than what we are. Um, but whatever. She hit him like, why did you tell her? Or something to that factor. Well, it was weird. It's been some years. But I did tell him that I was going to reach out to her. He said he didn't care. He's in the bathroom, like he's going to hide in the bathroom. So he comes out, and I'm like, you know what? Don't talk to me or whatever. At that point in time, I was out. I was leaving. I wasn't staying with him. The relationship was over. Like, screw him. His mama should have swallowed him and did a good deed for humanity. And but she didn't. She didn't swallow him. She probably don't know how to swallow. So anyway, so I go back to, no talking or whatever. He starts breadcrumbing. He starts, love bombing. He's, you know, gaslight. Like, he even went to a museum with me, and that's not even his thing. That's not even his thing. Like, educational, ill, no. And I'm not saying he a dumb person, but that's not something he enjoys. He doesn't enjoy art, museums, music, et cetera, et cetera. He enjoys dump trucks, trash trucks, and hoes. You know what I'm saying? That's what he dump trucks, trash trucks, hoes. That's what he enjoys, okay? And spending money that he ain't got. So I stayed. It was dumb. I stayed. I did stay, but that was the first time he admitted to cheating on me while we were together. And I must say I stayed because I was in love. Um, so I'm not knocking for anybody for staying, but what I can say is that that is one of my biggest regrets of not leaving at that point in time. Um, it's that false sense of security that they give you, you know, false. It's false. It's like, if I really think about it now, like, the money I was bringing in and throwing in my savings account, like, yeah, no, I definitely could have moved without a problem. Um, but that's the end of this story time. Oh, homegirl down south, the teacher down south, um, big big homegirl down south. And I can say that because I'm fluffy too, but whatever. Big homegirl down south ended up getting a divorce. I don't know if it was because of the whole copping situation or not, but do you think he cared? No, he didn't. Anyway, like, I'm supposed to end everything with an inspirational saying. Don't ever love somebody else more than you love yourself. Don't ever. You're worth more than any amount of money can compare to. And with that being said, I will talk to y'all soon. Y'all stay great, loving, and kind. And if you want to ever tell your story, the email is in the description box.